Hey, what's up guys? I just wanted to kind of go over my setup. I use a piano, which I have behind me, as a desk. Let's talk about that. So why do I use a piano as my desk? Well, partially because room is very important, and by that I mean the space available is very slim, so I wanted to maximize the amount of room that I'm using as best as possible. So for those of you who don't know, I teach from home most of my time. That is what I do. I teach from home. I make videos on top of a second job that I have. So in teaching from home, I rent a small room, and I had to bring my piano from where my job used to be when I taught in person. I had to bring my piano with me. So instead of just having a piano be a piano, I was using a nightstand as like a desk type of entity. Now, what I was able to do was whenever I piano in, I can set up my computer on this monitor stand, have my external hard drive next to it, my interface under it, my microphone hangs over on its mic stand, which is very similar to how everything was set up when I didn't have the piano. It's just, it was on top of a nightstand instead. So let's talk a little bit more about my setup. You probably saw a couple of things in there. The computer I'm mentioning, the laptop I'm mentioning, is one of the new M1 MacBook Pros. I bought it around the end of November to handle everything I do, and so far I'm very pleased with it. If you want more information on the M1 MacBook Pros, I'll leave some videos that I watched down below that you can watch to make your decision. If you want me to do some sort of review or information on it, I can do that too. Just let me know in the comments section down below. Now, my setup is pretty simple. MacBook Pro, microphone plugged into an interface, and then external hard drive. Right, so 4 things, really. Now, obviously, as a musician, I have the piano, and I'm a guitarist too, so I have my guitar. Now, those are really important to me, and they provide functionality. Now, as a musician, the piano is probably like, everyone's like, hey, you know, I can get a cheap $400 digital piano, which I really need for my studio setup, and you can get like nicer furniture looking ones for around $500–600. So what can I do to make this desk? Well, all I did was take off the music stand. It was 4 screws, took it off, I put it to the side, and then I was able to put my monitor stand there, which holds my laptop now, and then you know, put my hard drive next to it, the interface under it. So what am I using? Like I said, MacBook Pro. My interface is a Scarlett 2i4. For the external hard drive, I have an 8TB Western Digital Easy Store. I have 2 terabytes actually sectioned off for Time Machine so that the computer can back up regularly, and then the other 6 terabytes is for, you know, footage or files that I keep for YouTube or business or personal stuff I need to. The Western Digital Easy Store that I have is quick enough for me to edit off of, and that's something I really like because I just got a base model MacBook Pro, which means there's not a whole lot of storage on the system, so anything external is going to be fantastic for me. As far as knickknacks and stuff like that, I'm not a huge fan of that. I do have a box packed up that I never unpacked when I moved here about 1.5 years ago, of just a couple of like novelty things, maybe like 10 items, but I'm not a huge fan of that type of stuff. As far as headphones go, I use Audio-Technica's ATH-M20X headphones. They run about $40 to $50 US, and they're really good. The only thing I would say is if you're interested in getting them, definitely look into buying like $20 like upgraded earphone, I don't know what they're called, like pads, mainly because if you're going to be sitting with those on your head for a long period of time, they get kind of frustrating and they can hurt your head a little bit. So why is everything so functional? Well, the piano, when it's rolled down like this with the lid closed, I can put a mouse and keyboard on and then use my MacBook Pro as if it's a desktop without using the keyboard and trackpad. Now I can turn around and use the keyboard and trackpad perfectly fine, and then if I ever needed to open it up, I just set them to the side, open lid, piano's ready. So that's super efficient, multifunctional use of furniture. Thank you so much for watching my minimalistic piano desk setup, guys. I hope you like this video. It's a little different than normal. Hey guys, I just realized while I was editing the video that I didn't mention that the piano I'm using for this whole thing, the most important part of the setup that I completely neglected to mention, the piano is a about 12-year-old Yamaha RES YDP 140. I don't know what the most current model is, but that's the model I'm using, and I know that it works pretty well. So, yeah, I screwed up. But I didn't forget before I posted it, and that's what's important.